Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Forum Fusion. My name is Mercy Makafo. I have with me here my very favorite co host and
I'm the
my
only
only
one.
favorite co host,
Yeah.
Esperance.
Hello.
Welcome to the show,
Thank
Esperance.
you, thank you, thank you. Thank
Yes,
you for bringing the studio
to
here.
you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It saves me on fuel,
Yeah,
time, and all that.
it's a
Besides, you
pleasure.
look ravishing with the
It's a
green behind.
pleasure.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Yes, so today we're talking about colorism and self hate. What is the connection between the two? Are they related in any way? And how do we?
Um, yes, I think they are related. They're, I won't say they're one and the same, but
Mm,
colorism is a true um, problem, a true issue in communities, and I think, well, I can't speak for Westerners, but I think I've also seen it even with Europeans,
yeah.
where, like the Spanish and the Swedish kind
Mm,
of like
mm,
are a little bit, you know, different,
yeah.
identify
Mm,
differently. But so for the sake of this show, we're speaking of colorism on African people or people of African descent, and I think it's a very serious issue. It's
yeah.
as serious as racism is,
Mm,
because depending on maybe your color, I mean the shade of your skin
your skin
tone,
tone.
you might get access to some opportunities that
Other
somebody
people
else.
with a darker skin tone
Yes,
wouldn't have.
yes, you wouldn't. So
Okay.
yeah, I think I don't know, but I wouldn't say it stems from like this colonial time when you had like the house Negroes and the field Negroes,
Mm,
but obviously, there is always that stigma, especially when you are from a
yeah.
darker shade. I'm sure you see it even in families, and
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
amongst friends and stuff
Mm,
like that,
mm,
and we're saying it is a true problem because you get to see it even by the way the marketing of skin products,
mm,
is
mm.
operating. We find that people are inclined to bleach their skin, and then you even have a whole industry that is supporting it by providing products that helps to do just that. Goes to show you that a darker skin tone is not very well perceived, which in itself is a very big problem, and it constitutes self-hate in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see this as a topic that has been discussed for many years,
Hmm.
you know. And what I need to know is, do you think that colorism have something to do with self-hate? Because I feel like, well, it will be one of the reasons why someone will hate themselves.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
yeah,
that could be a reason
yeah, yeah.
why someone will hate themselves.
No, it definitely is. It's self-hate because for you to reach a point and say that I'm going to buy product and bleach my skin,
Mm,
that in itself is self-hate
mm,
in another level.
mm,
And then you are willing to bleach your own skin so
mm,
that you do not look like what is not really trending, or
yeah.
what is not really mainstream. And you get to see it everywhere. Back again, remember when I went to Ghana, I I I got to see it, and then I felt it because people from the north have a tendency of being a bit
A dark
darker
skin, yeah.
darker than from the south, and automatically, when they see you from the north with
Yeah.
that kind of dark, and somebody once commented and says, his dark is not dark from here. Like,
Mm,
it's not like, for instance, maybe the dark. This dark is from up there. But I
yeah.
said, okay, so you so ready to differentiate
Mm, mm.
amongst people based
Yeah.
on the type of
Of
dark skin
skin
tone that they
tone,
have.
yeah.
You see, that is self-hate in itself, and well, I mean, unfortunately, that's what colorism does.
But I think recently society has made it quite common, you know, for people to go after what they want. I mean, there has been talks of if you don't like what you see, you always just go ahead and change it.
Yes, I agree with you on that, but I will also disagree because as much as society has been talking about it often,
Mm,
I don't really see progressive steps
Okay.
towards self-acceptance in that regard, because you are being bombarded by advertisements here that telling you that you should look like this and the
That
beauty
tells you that
standard.
this type of skin tone is better than
Yes, and
what you have.
remember, the mainstream is still dominated by Eurocentric features. So Eurocentric features obviously has to do also with the skin tone. So you are not really, you know, well, they make you think that there is progress, but I don't really think there is, because as long as we have that Eurostandard, um, Eurocentric standard of beauty,
Yeah.
things will not change. But I'm seeing a little bit of progress. Leaving the skin tone aside, I mean, African curvatures and features are now trending big time.
Absolutely.
I'm even hearing of this BBL thing. I don't know. Maybe you have to
Yeah.
educate me on that. But I think it's
Well, I don't
the
have much knowledge on
really.
yeah, I really don't know a lot
You
about
do,
BBL.
but you choose not to speak.
No,
Share with the
honestly,
audience.
honestly, I do not have much knowledge
Really,
regarding BBL.
but
Yes,
you're always on social
because
media.
I know a lot of people who have done it.
Uh-huh.
I have seen a lot of people who
Uh-huh.
have done it,
Yeah.
and according to me, I think it's always
Yeah. Yeah. Speak. It's my phone that's ringing. So let me.
yes. So I honestly don't have much knowledge
Really,
regarding BBL. Yes, but
BBL.
I've seen. I can tell you for a fact that I actually don't know um to what extent
Yeah.
people have to um what people have to sacrifice, the
Yeah.
finances involved.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's quite expensive. I
Mm.
don't know what it costs. I don't know the pain that people have to go through
To get
to
BBL.
get BBL. I have
What does
seen a
it stand
couple of.
for anyway?
I have no idea.
Big.
That's exactly why I'm telling you that I have no idea
Yeah. I
about.
think it must be something large. I don't know, and it's not a meal.
Do you have any idea what that means?
I think it should be like big buttocks, large, or big
That sounds
booty,
ridiculous.
love. Or, I don't know. I mean, all
That
these
actually
acronyms I can't really keep up. I mean,
that actually sounds ridiculous. I have to go look it up.
you have to.
I have to.
The funny thing is, you learn so many things with social media these days here.
Oh my word.
I learned words like BBC, and I used to think it was a channel,
Yeah, yeah.
only to find
What
out
is
that
BBC?
we will edit that.
Okay.
But BBC actually stands for. It's not British Broadcasting Channel.
Okay.
It's big.
What the
I'm
hell?
telling you, and that you learn it on social media. It's instructive and destructive at the same time, but you learn quite a lot.
Wow. Okay.
Even like I learned lately again about like the word like power bottom.
What does that mean? Okay.
It's crazy.
You're not the only
It's
one
crazy.
learning. I'm also
It
learning.
is crazy.
I'm also learning.
Power
Yeah.
bottom is well, I learned
Oh, during that
power
time.
bottom.
Okay.
It's like what the heck? Who is in charge of coming up with these
With
words?
these words.
Anyway, but going
These
back to
acronyms sometimes they're just ridiculous, eh?
yeah, they are, but I mean they're quite fascinating. But going back
Yeah.
to colorism, and it's a topic that will never fade, because you will have, like for instance, I'm the only black person in my family,
Yeah.
like the dark skin tone in my family, and sometimes you will hear comments like, "Ah, you are a handsome butt."
What does
like,
the butt
"Ah,
mean?
definitely not
It
BBL."
will not be said, but
Yeah,
you understand
No, but they
what
make
it-
you feel like, oh, if you had been lighter in skin tone, you
Yeah.
would have been more handsome.
handsome. Okay.
So you are handsome, but I mean, I love it. I love my skin tone. I
Yeah.
wish I could even.
But sometimes, like, what does this kind of discrimination? Because what are some of the effects that it does have on individual with dark skin tone? Because I
think
believe that it's not only in our households
no,
that
no,
we
it's
find
everywhere.
this
But
way.
I'd never experienced it in my household. I'm
Okay.
just saying people from outside.
Yeah.
But I think it stigmatized those that have dark skin tone.
Yeah.
And then maybe those especially with not strong convictions would feel like they have to bleach their skin to look a certain way. I personally don't see a problem with it. I love it. I mean, I'm African, and then I wouldn't trade it for anything
Yeah.
in the world. And but it is there. It is right there. It's right there in your face. And as we said, maybe it will gradually be accepted with time.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, do we have to blame people that feel like um, whether brightening their skin or bleaching their skin is the best thing for them to be able to exist in the society that we live in, to avoid discrimination, to avoid them feeling that type of way?
Well, we can't blame them. Certainly not. Because you can't blame a victim
Of an abuse.
of an abuse or something. Of a stigma. But we can maybe educate them and letting them know that this is who you really are. It's your identity. I find it very lovely, fascinating because, it tells me a story about you.
Yeah.
It tells me who you are, where you come from, and you don't want to change that story. I'm just giving an example. Let's say, for instance, as a friend of mine in Nigeria said, you have like some country have faces. Like when you see somebody from South Sudan,
Yeah.
he wears his face. He wears a South Sudanese face, and there's this smooth velvet, ebony, beautiful skin that,
Wow. Like
that
I
comes
love
along.
those skin types.
No.
Like it's beautiful.
Yes, they are. They are beautiful.
So
and then
rich in melanin. Like
imagine. So the skin is like a shield in itself. To say, I can face anything. I can face the sun, the harshest sun, and then I'm still going to be resilient. And then to say that somebody with such a skin tone goes and then bleaches and then start looking like they have they like the formol, I think it's the stuff that you apply when somebody dies to embalm them. Yeah, well, when you embalm somebody, people, they usually put something on, and they bleach the skin to look almost. No, not with that, but they look almost like these people have passed away or something and still living. And I think it's quite disappointing because when you look at somebody like that, you don't know their story. Like, who are you? Where are you from?
Do you think the story really have to come from what they look like? I think by knowing somebody,
yeah,
you have to know somebody by what comes out either from their mouth or what they exhibit as a human being, right? What they feel like, I think, should be something that they decide as an individual.
No, I agree with you. What I mean by knowing their story is, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
You see somebody maybe from a Chinese background walking in the streets of Lagos. Immediately, and it is fascinating. Remember, you don't have to wait until they open their mouth, but immediately you know this person does not belong here. As in, he has come here from somewhere, and by just looking at him, you know his story. Maybe not the whole of it, but this is a man from Asia, Far East Asia, who is in Lagos, and is probably here for this and that and that. You start putting the pieces together. So I meant in that way that, like when I look at you, like with your skin tone, I can have a story of you and say, oh, she's probably from this region, and that, and this, and that, and that. It's good.
But most people have actually looked at me and say that they think I'm from either Limpopo.
Really?
Or,
Limpopo in South Africa?
Yeah, in South Africa.
Really?
Or is it Setswana?
Really?
Yeah, I think those two tribes, like, mostly when people see me in South Africa, like, they never believe that I'm from Ghana. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was in the shop, I was shopping, and this lady, she works there. She asked if I needed an assistant, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm good. And I think we struck a conversation. There was something we were talking about, and okay, she greeted me. in her language, in her native language. And I told her, no, I don't understand. Can you say it in English so
Yes.
that I can respond?
Yes.
And she was like, where are you from? And I said I was from Ghana. And she was like, no, you are not from Ghana. So I'm like, why do you think I wasn't from Ghana?
Yeah.
She was like, no, but Ghanaians are darker than you. And I'm like, no, we do have really light-skinned Ghanaians. Like, not all Ghanaians are dark-skinned. And she was like, no, I watch Nigerian movies and I watch, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the perception I have of people from Ghana.
Yes, I think it's. I understand where she came from with that, but also I will assume that maybe she hasn't traveled. She hasn't really maybe traveled, so
Okay.
she's basing her
Assumption on
assumption
what
she's
she's
seen on TV,
Yeah.
which is mainstream. But for somebody who travels and somebody who has been places, they will beg to differ with her understanding. And this is also the beauty in exploring, is that for instance, for me, first time when I looked at you, and having been to Ghana, I've been to your hometown.
Yeah.
I have been, right?
Yes, you've been everywhere.
I've been everywhere.
You've been everywhere.
So if I look at you once, I've seen this feature there.
Okay.
I promise you, I've seen this feature there, and I know the story.
Yeah.
So I will look at you and say.
By the way, I'm a Fanti, ne? I'm a Fanti.
She's a
half Fanti, half Ghanaian. Hey, what did I?
Are you splitting the Fanti from Ghana? Or what's going
We're gonna
on?
cut this out.
No. They have to know. They have to know that you have half Fantis and half Ghanaian.
Okay, guys, sorry. I'm half Fanti, half Ghan. My mom is a Ghan, my dad is a Fanti.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
having been there, right? You have not been to your hometown, but I've been there, and
I have been.
Oh, you have been.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you have been. So have I. Anyway, so just boasting a little bit there.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I visited the sites. I know the story of how it came to be. So the first thing first is, when I look at you, forget colorism. When I look at you, I will know straight up that you're a Fanti. Straight up.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about an Eve?
Yes, I will also know. But okay, I'm not an expert to say I will be accurate on point at all time. But I will say this person is probably from your intonation.
Yeah.
Because not all Ghanaians sound the same.
Okay.
Those who speak Ewe have this intonation
It's
that
different.
says that
Okay.
different. Yours, however, is a little bit gone. But,
Really?
Yeah, but the thing in your voice,
But I've been told I don't have an accent. Like,
that's the thing. The thing in your voice, the intonation could lure you, and but you will tell definitely this is she's not Asante. She's not from the north. She's definitely Fanti.
no, I've been told I've got a British accent.
Yes,
by several
the
people.
accent you can have, but I'm talking about that one thing. I don't know how it's called,
But it's not.
It's there.
It's not chi. It's
No,
not.
it's Fanti.
Okay.
Because I heard it when I was there.
Yeah,
So I was like, yeah.
And you know what they
something-
say?
Yeah.
They say whenever a Fanti is speaking, they add like English words. Like you find English
That is
words
very
in
true.
when a
That is
Fanti
very
is speaking.
true. Yes, that is very true.
Mm,
And
You heard that?
Of course, I heard that. And then even when people speak Fanti,
yeah. Half
it's
of
like
it is English.
Apinchigot. Like, okay,
Oh my word. Okay.
you can tell them
That-
what it means.
I'm sure. I'm sure they know. Trust me.
They do, right?
My feet is uncomfortable. I feel like
Mosquitoes.
I think I got a couple of, I don't know if it's fly on my legs, but
No, mosquitoes,
I had
I
to
think.
sit and ignore them.
Mosquitoes. Yeah, you have mosquitoes in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
A punchy goat.
Yeah, punchy
Did
goat.
you hear that, guys? There's a punchy goat.
yeah,
That's a Fanti speaking.
that's a Fanti speaking. So you tend to, they say some, or they say something in Fanti and they say it in English, or they speak in Fanti and they add some English.
Yeah.
Pacho come, or something like, no, not Pacho, but what do you say?
Oh my word.
Is that what you say, right?
I don't want to hear what you heard. That's quite funny.
It is. So that's basically how okay, this person
Yeah,
is probably
that's
Fanti.
my people.
Yeah, that's your people. But lovely people,
Yeah.
And I can also say that colorism is also a big issue in the Fanti, with the Fanti.
Is it?
Yes, it actually
How
is.
so?
Because I think some Fantis were descendant of slave masters, and others were not.
So you find a lot of light-skinned.
Yes, you find, and then those ones were given more privilege than the ones that weren't.
Okay.
So it kind of like it kind of evolved into colorism as well. So I saw that also there.
Okay.
Yeah,
talking of colorism, like how do we move from general society into workplaces? How does it play a role in the type of jobs people get? Because I remember I watched an interview of Peltusi, a South African actress and a presenter, and she expressed her dissatisfaction regarding people making comments and making her feel like because of the color of her skin, she gets opportunities, and that they don't think that she is that qualified or she is that talented to have the roles that she's been having. Yes.
Oh, really?
I think she cried or something because it's something that she has been battling with for quite some time. And according to her, it's not her fault to have the skin color that she has. So why do we find it necessary to criticize people, even those that don't bleach their skin, that they getting opportunities, and those of us without those skin types having those opportunities that they have?
Well, I don't really know her case, or people that have had advantages based on that. But I can also say and attest for sure that there is also a reverse colorism. As in, you find a place where if you are maybe a much more lighter shade, you will be denied roles because they say we want people,
that are dark skin.
Or you also have that because
I think there's a lot in the industry lately.
In the entertainment industry?
It's a lot, yes. I do get briefings for acting roles that when they come, they want a particular skin tone. They want a particular actually natural African hairstyle. The industry is actually targeting people with dark skin tone.
So then excluding those who are maybe lighter in skin tones, you see that's where the colorism poses problem again, because now you are deprived of such talent
because of the shade
you are
of
expecting to be a certain skin tone, and I think this self-hate will probably have to come to an end when you realize that in the very end we are really like just one people. We might look different based on our background, but in the end we really are one people. I even have a friend of mine, he's from Uganda, and he once uttered some words. He said, my brother, I'm already very dark. I cannot have a child with a woman who's dark like me.
Oh my word.
You see, so he's aware of him being dark, and he sees it as
an obstacle.
He sees it as an issue, and then he does not want to reproduce people that look like him, at least in terms of skin tone. So he says at least, to save the children. But save from what exactly?
From society. What society has...
Judgment.
Yeah.
So you can tell that somebody like that is affected very much,
deeply.
And his self-esteem is very low. But again, you get comments like that a lot. You get comments like that, especially You can have children and your children are dark, and then they'll be like, oh, ish, what have you done? Like stuff like that. But what have I done exactly? Are we not supposed to live? Are we not African?
Wow.
Are we not, you know?
I think people are going through a lot out there in terms of this topic. They're going through so much. I wish there is something that can be done
Education
to,
first. You have to educate people. People have to feel comfortable in their own skin.
yeah, but how do you educate people without making it seem or without being accused of, you know, not liking people for who they want to be or not approving of what someone chooses to do with their life?
Well, I mean, I think the education, is not judgmental. It's just telling you that you're okay just the way you are. You
Yeah.
don't need to change anything. And I'm sorry, I'm going to touch a nerve there, but it goes beyond colorism. It even
Yeah.
goes with hair.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I'm bald. So when you're a bald man and you're black, and they're like, oh, if you're bald and you're black, your saving grace is you better have money.
Oh wow.
If you don't have money, you're broke and you're black, you're doomed.
How? Like,
It's that, but it's the same thing as well with women. They will tell you, not they, but you find that you have to either wear a hair to fit to the European standard of beauty, and then neglecting your own hair because it's not really wanted, and that is a very big problem. So the education has to come from making people understand that what, it's your identity, it's who you are. You will remain like that. If the world has a problem with it, it's their problem, but you cannot compromise yourself to please the world. You got mosquitoes that is about to kiss your neck. It's about to kiss your neck. Yeah, but okay, fine. Anyway, so
I think one day I'll be. You guys will be seeing me sitting here with my natural hair.
Oh,
I've got
I hope I
natural
wasn't.
Afro hair. So, I actually thought of that today. Whilst I was getting ready for the show, I thought of, I've got a beautiful natural hair. Should I do the show with my hair? But soon, I'll be sitting here with my natural hair. Not every day, just yeah, as I feel. Like if I feel like doing it, then I'll do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, that's great.
I'm one person that don't do things because I feel pressured. I do things when I feel like it. So yeah.
I mean, conviction. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see it. I mean, of all the time that I've known you,
Yeah.
it's like you've been hiding it. So
Yeah.
it would be nice.
Sometimes you just want to be somebody else,
Who do you want to be?
I mean, as an actor, you like to. You're mostly a different character, so yeah. Why don't you?
So have you been acting with me this whole time?
Have we been?
I don't know. I'm confused now. Maybe she's just been putting up an act this whole time.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Right? No, I know you're genuine. So
Yeah.
but it's all fun and love.
Absolutely. Colorism.
Colorism.
What else can we say about colorism? We've spoken about workplace.
Yeah. Marriages.
Marriages.
Yeah. As I said with my friend who will not marry or have a child with somebody who has the same skin tone as him.
So that actually, let's say if he's in love with someone that is dark skinned,
he will choose not to be
he
in
will
love with
choose
somebody.
not to be because
because they are dark skinned.
Wow.
Yeah, so they have to be.
Yeah, I think this thing is there. Is there. I mean, when sometimes you growing up, I think you okay, I want to get married to this type of person, but you don't know who you fall in love with, right? Let's say you wanted to marry a light-skinned person or a dark-skinned person, but then you grow up and you fall in love with opposites of what you wanted.
Yeah.
What happens then? What do you do then? Do you continue with the relationship? Do you go ahead and get married, have children?
That's a very good question.
How do you treat these children? Do you support and love them wholeheartedly?
Well, some will even tell you, they will tell you that I love this person, but I don't want to have kids with them.
But the kids will be their own human beings. Like they won't be an extension of
That's
you.
the self-hate. That's basically self-hate. You know, you get to that point where you like, okay, I
Yeah.
can live with this person, but I don't want to have kids with them because
Can the children make that decision, like whether they want to have that type of skin tone or not?
no, they don't because it's DNA. You know, it's genetic.
No,
I
like
think
what I mean is, can you just allow that love to persist, and then when the children when you have those children, they can decide whether they want to do something about their skin tone,
I think I
or
think
if they would love to accept what they have.
I think it's time. I will say that as a parent to a child like that,
Yeah.
you are more looking at how the society will treat them, not about how they will
They will
handle.
see themselves.
They will see themselves, but what will people say about them? And then you don't want them to face such judgment, and you would rather,
But that is so wrong of us as a society.
it's very wrong. So I say that we have hit rock bottom when it comes to that. But again, we have to change so many things. As we said, the Eurocentric beauty standard has to fall, to make way to. But it's slowly
For
changing,
the
as we
darker
say.
skin tone to be accepted.
Yes, to be accepted.
But
And
does one have to fall for the other one to be accepted? Why can't they both coexist?
yes, they can, but there will always be preference. I think they can coexist, but it depends. I think people have to make decisions relatable to themselves instead of using a canvas that's imposed on them.
Yeah.
So so Eurocentric, unfortunately, is imposed. It is imposed. We are speaking English now instead of using our native languages because, well, we want to reach broader audience, but because it was also imposed upon
Yeah.
us, and then we find it as the only medium. So if we want to create another medium, yes, of course, we can still use the language, but we have to promote something else as well.
Yeah.
So I think we have to promote an alternative standard of beauty or beauty standard.
Actually, I think that makes so much sense because what is currently being promoted is the light skinned. Whichever commercial you see on television, that is what is being promoted. So, how do we educate people by also promoting the dark skin tone, whether in cosmetics, in whatever beauty in market that is there?
Yes, but also it really takes really dedication to do that because if you have to start it on your own, you might find out that you're beating a dead horse because
Exactly, you'll be the only person.
you'll be the only
fighting
person,
this
and they'll
battle.
tell you there is no gain in doing that. You're not making any money. You just basically
that's not what people want.
That's not what people want. People want this. So it's a working scheme, and then they want you to just follow it and say it's already working, but you want to promote something that is not,
Really
on vogue.
accepted by.
So you're fighting a losing battle in a sense. But I think if you want to do something like that, you got to do it out of conviction. Really, you have to, because there is no money for you to
be
do
made.
that, to be promoting like products for darker shades.
And I believe now everybody wants to make money.
Everybody, that's what it
Everybody
is
wants to
about.
make money.
That's
So
what it
how
is
do you
about.
put a product on the market that's
Oriented
wouldn't
into
really-
empowering a certain category of people? It's a problem. It is already a problem.
Basically, what question needs to be asked is, what do you stand to gain from promoting or fighting a losing battle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So but I think there is hope. There is hope, and with generations to come. Because the ones before us have still got these scars of colonialism, and they are still acting upon that. But with time, and people are becoming more emancipated,
has been passed on to us.
Yes, unfortunately it has, but I think it's getting weaker and weaker. It's being diluted, and I think maybe with a couple more generations, it will be a thing of the past. That's my hope.
We will understand it better. And I think with the internet too, it has made it a little bit more prevalent. Like people are more aware of the marketing of the one-sided, skin tone compared to the other one.
Yes, they have. It will change gradually, but it takes guts, to speak about it first. a lot of people find themselves. And also, you have to find your skin. When I say find your skin, is you have to be comfortable really who you are. I'm very comfortable. I'm extremely comfortable as
Yeah.
I am. As you know, I love my skin tone. I wouldn't change it for anything. But not everybody's comfortable with
I
that.
mean, people have gone through a lot of trauma.
Exactly, and then
People
they're
have
being
gone through.
judged upon
Absolutely.
what they look like, and then they think they have to do something about it.
It
You
wouldn't
don't
be.
have to.
Yeah, no one will be able to change that overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it will change, but it will
Gradually.
take time. It will
Yes.
take time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's been a wonderful chat with my co-host Experience. You guys will hear from us again soon. Go out there and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye.